as I do that your terms are going to fail. The only one out of both of us, Steve, the only one out of the both of us that are afraid to be having our views criticized is you, not me.
First of all, you can come into my channel anytime you want. I am so not intimidated by you. You're the biggest idiot.
Right. With 9 atheists in a room, look at this is the only time you'll come in a room with me is when we're not talking about the science. This is the only time you'll come in a room with me is when you're not talking about the science.
So let him talk, and then give me 5 minutes uninterrupted where I can say whatever I want. Thank you.
Man, go ahead, man.
Oh, I get actually 5 minutes before Ronnie interrupts me again? Okay. Ronnie, you are so unintimidating, it's unbelievable. I have a room that I bring people in all the time that will converse on all different types of topics, and where you're constantly be pointed out for all the errors you make. There are a plethora of mistakes you make. You don't have a basal understanding of half the topics you deal with and you pontificate on. I specifically was listening to your hangout tonight, and I do know a little about turbines because I used to work with them. So I heard you making the analogy that ATP synthase is like a turbine. And you made this many times before, and I said, you know, I finally said, you know, enough's enough. How about I make a video explaining why Ronnie is completely kind of hosed on this, and why it's such a bad analogy, and why there's more dissimilar things than similar. But I said, you know what? I might as well give Ronnie a chance to actually have a debate on this, and I will actually put it on Christopher's channel in front of 35,000 subscribers that he has. So for you to say that I'm a coward is ridiculous, because I'm putting it on a big channel. Okay, and I want to show people why your analogy is horrible. I want you to defend it.
Do you think people are stupid, Steve? You really think people are stupid? Like, what do you think's going to happen?
Like, where's my 5 minutes here? It's not even been
one. You're not going to go on for 5 minutes.
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. See these people? This is why I don't go
on. You're not going to bash me in my room for 5 minutes.
Of course not.
You're going to make this quick, or you're going to be kicked.
How about 30 more seconds? How about 30 more seconds?
Okay, 30 more seconds. Now hurry up.
You cannot change the debate to something you want to have a debate on, because I don't give a fuck what you want to have a debate on. What I want to have a debate on is what you said you were saying was an analogy between ATP synthase and a turbine. You made that claim. I'm willing to debate you on it. If you do not want to, that's fine. I don't care. This is no big deal to me. I still have people come into my channel and know that people in my channel know far more about this topic than you will ever hope to imagine.
Right. And here's the thing about that, Steve. Okay, well, great. Your 30 seconds is up now. The people that come into your rooms, you notice that it's usually an echo chamber where you're all just criticizing me about the things that I say. But when Christopher or Hexapod or any of them come into my rooms, that usually goes in the opposite direction of the criticisms that they state, because just like you and those people in your community, they can run their mouth when they're distant from me, but when they come into a room, for people who want to see what I'm talking about, look at the discussion with Hexapod. Notice when I had to mute him and kick him from the room, how many opportunities he had a chance. Look at all the other people that had an opportunity to speak and defend their views. That's what happens when Steve or one of his buddies leave their room and they have to defend their views. So yeah, they're critical of me, but their criticisms don't get them far. Now, obviously, I think we all understand why it's clear why he's willing to have a discussion with me on Christopher Hitchslaps' channel over that topic, because he's going to be the only one criticizing my views. I mean, does this guy think everybody's an idiot? Like, we don't understand that? Obviously, that's a perfect... Hold on, I'm not finished. Hold on. Obviously, he's fine with that. That's perfectly okay with him, where he's only criticizing my views. Now, what he's not okay with is my more open terms, my more objective and reasonable terms that, yes, go ahead and criticize anything that you want. But I'm also going to criticize you on your views on the evolution of the ATP synthase.
You can do that anytime you want.
Because the problem is, hold on, stop. Great. I'm glad you mentioned that. Now, see, he wants me to go in his. Hold on. Great. Great. He wants me to go in his rooms. I want you guys to pay attention to.
No, I don't care whether you do or don't. You're allowed to.
Be quiet. 9 atheists in a room where evolution is in the room with him. Whenever he starts screwing up, all these different people to bombard me or to interrupt me. That's what he wants to happen. He doesn't want to be in a discussion to where he will have to deal with the claims that he's made and the criticisms that he thinks are true. He can run his mouth about me all he wants in his rooms or make whatever videos he wants, but I know in any fair setting, it's not going to cut it. He's going to fail, and that's what he's intimidated of. That's what he's afraid of.
My terms
are reasonable. My terms have been reasonable. There's no reason why you shouldn't have your views criticized. It's not like I'm telling you can't criticize my views. It's the real problem that you have is that you don't want to make it about that. because you know you're not going to get far. All that bad-mouthing you make in your channel and in your hangouts, you're going to be made to eat your words, and I think we both suspect that.
Hey, Steve, you remember when you was telling me about Paralipithecus catalonicus? You remember that?
Paralipithecus catalonicus, yes.
So if you made a specific claim about that, and
yes,
then I just
I did a debate on it with Wayne. That's actually one of the things I included on my debate with Wayne. If you want to go watch it.
Right, maybe later, but anyway, but if you made a specific claim about that, and then I just kind of disputed, and then we're just going back and forth about the dispute as opposed to the affirmative claim you made, and that's all we're really doing is disputing, you know, that one thing. That's really not going to really get us anywhere. How is that really a debate?
It does, because this is the when you have a debate, it needs to be on a very specific myopic topic. This is what I wanted on because this is his claim. Now, FactFinder, he did admit, I agree with FactFinder, right? He says, you know, Ronnie didn't read the terms, or didn't understand it. I'm not faulting him for backing him out. I'm not going to even bring it up again that he backed out of it. He may have jumped too soon about the debate. I don't care that he's backed out. I want to know if he wants to have a debate on this topic, this is fine. But if he doesn't, that's fine too.
But what I'm saying is, all that will really be happening is if I dispute the claim. Well, hold on. Hold on, man. Hold on. I wasn't finished. What I'm saying is, if you made a specific claim about Paralipithecus catalonicus and I just kind of disputed it, and we're just going back and forth, and that's just putting you on the defense the entire time. That's all that's really happening. We're not really getting anywhere past that. I mean, how's that really even debate with me disputing your claim and you trying to affirm it? That's not really much of a debate at all. It's just talking about one little thing.
No. Let me debate Paralipithecus catalonicus. All they'd have to say is, okay, one person takes the position that Paralipithecus was the last hominid for the great apes and humans, and one person would say it wasn't. That's all.
But I mean, but all that would do. All that would look, man. All that would do is just, you know, you try to affirm. Oh, hold on, dude. Wait, man.
This goes both ways,
man. Hold on.
Why people raise their voice with you? Be quiet, man.
All that would do is just you try to affirm it, and you know someone else try to dispute. That's all that would happen. I mean, that would just put you on the defense most of the time, and I mean that wouldn't, you know, say what that person's position really was. I mean, that person could be an evolutionist for all you know, but just have a problem with Paralipithecus. So, what would that really? Where would that really get us? Honestly,
I don't care whether it does or doesn't. This is the debate topic, Antonio. Either it accepts it or it doesn't. I'm not arguing the merits of it. This is a specific topic. So, like Van de Man says, it avoids gish galloping. It's a very specific topic that I actually enjoy. That I like turbines. I mean, I did, and I have to, you know, go back and do a lot of research again. But I remember enough to actually make a decent presentation. Now, if he wants to argue that ATP synthase and a turbine is very similar, which has been his argument for a very long time, and I'm calling him out on it, that it's very disanalogous, then here's what the topic's going to be. Here's what the topic's going to be. Here's going to be what the topic's going to be. The topic's going to be. Here's what the topic's going to be. What best explains the ATP synthase structure? Evolution or intelligent design? No, I've given you the topic.
Here's what it's going to be. I mean, you don't have to accept those terms or not. I don't really care. But everybody's just going to keep thinking any coward. That's it, Steve. I mean, you're going to have to man up here. People are just going to.
Anyways, I appreciate the time, guys. I did offer. I wanted to be known that I offered a debate on a very
just real quick before you go. Even if
by the way, Tony, FactFinder says he wants to come in and talk to me about this, broker something. I'm willing to talk to FactFinder. I actually enjoy. By the way, FactFinder, I think you're doing a really good job at moderating your rooms. I'm actually finding it to be very interesting. I think you need a little practice. I think we all do, but I actually think that you probably can make a very good impact as far as having a place to go to talk about certain things.
All right, but here's the thing. If you made one particular claim about what I just said and I just disputed it, here's the thing. You could have a very, very solid case, and I just disputed all day. But even if you successfully defend against my disputes, the only thing is you just defended against the disputes. That don't really say anything about my position or yours, other than just that one little thing that we were talking over.
If I can show somebody that they're very disanalogous, that ATP synthase and turbines have very little in common, I think that would be very beneficial, don't you? Because he's saying that they're not. He's saying that they're ATP synthase and just like turbines.
The problem is that ATP synthase and turbines are very, very much so similar. But the problem is that I'm not going to just let you criticize me.
I'm not criticizing.
Yeah,
I'm pointing out the dissimilar.
But no discussion. Will you shut up, man? See, this is why I have to raise my voice with you. This is why I have to raise my voice with you. You interrupt, you get off topic, and it gets to the point where you just annoy me. Shut up, okay? Be quiet.
But what I'm
talking about, listen to me. It's this simple, Steve. It's this simple, Steve. It is this simple. When we are having this discussion, it is not going to be with you just criticizing my views. You can do it because, unlike you, I'm not a coward. I'll let you do that. You're not going to get far with it. But you're going to also listen to me criticize you about your views.
And everything.
It's just that simple. Okay, well then, there's nothing to talk about anymore.
All right, that sounds good.
There's nothing to talk about anymore, buddy. I'm sorry. I've been more than patient with you, and you're not saying anything of any substance here. You're just wasting my time. I'm sorry, guys. I sat there for a long time trying to be as reasonable as possible. You saw how he came into this room trying to get off topic and trying to only talk about one particular issue. This stupid live chat out in the comment section, he came in here deliberately to try to make a mess out of certain things, interrupt to the point to where people had to raise their voice over him to be heard, and I'm sorry, I'm irritated with it already. There's no reason why he shouldn't accept my terms. I've offered my terms already. He's not going to come into my room and just make a mess out of things, and I'm sorry.
But look, even if if we're talking about one thing like the ATP synthase and turbines where they have less or more in common, even if one of y'all was successful in, let's say you were successful against, him disputing every claim, that wouldn't provide evidence of intelligent design. And if he was successful against saying that they were not in common or whatever his position is, that would not provide evidence of evolution. That's only like one specific claim on a broader scale of the issues of intelligent design / evolution. That's only one specific claim, so I don't really understand why he wants to talk about one specific claim when we got a broader issue to deal with.
Right, and everybody saw what happened with it. I love the way that he was acting. I got a little bit impatient with him, guys. I apologize for losing my patience with him. But you all saw the type of thing that I've been dealing with him for a long time. I keep dealing with these cowardly type of tactics. I mean, in one instance, he's telling me, well, I don't have a problem having a discussion with you. Then sends me a private message that if I go in his room, he only wanted me talking with CRISPR and some other participants. And, things like this are always happening to where he's just avoiding having a discussion with me. Right now, I mean, I did say, unfortunately, because I wasn't really paying attention to what the topic was of the debate, that I would be willing to have a discussion with him. He's right about that because I was sort of caught off guard with it. Out of nowhere, in the middle of a discussion that we were having on intelligent design and that cytochrome C situation, Hannah bombarded me out of nowhere with saying that, well, Steve wanted to have a discussion. And I haven't been receiving any comments from him, so it kind of caught me off guard. But after thinking about that, I think it's ridiculous for me to go into a room to where the two of us are just going to be criticizing my view rather than it being an open and objective discussion. So I figure, you know what? The discussion is going to have to be an actual debate, not somebody just criticizing one view, where if he was wrong or right, it wouldn't affect him at all. That makes people believe or have the perception that he's on some sort of authority criticizing my particular stances. So I figure, and I think it's reasonable, that if he comes into a debate with me, that yes, he can bring that topic up and criticize me all he wants, because I really do think it's going to probably last only like 5, maybe 7 minutes. Those criticisms, I know about turbines as well. I've studied them thoroughly. They're not going to really take him far. There's not too much for him to talk about. But he's also going to hear me criticize his views on evolution, and I don't know what the big problem is. I'm listening to him, and the only way somebody would have a problem with that is if they're intimidated of hearing our responses to him. And based on his history in the past, constantly avoiding having a neutral discussion with me, I mean, I think clearly that's exactly what's going on right now. I don't think that I'm being unreasonable over this topic. I think that I'm being perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that idea. I just think it's just not very helpful with talking about one certain claim over issues that go way more broad than that. I don't really think just disputing or affirming one particular claim is going to really do much for this discussion at all. So I don't know where he was going with that, but I don't get it.